Okay, I think that this question was from you, my friend, which was how much income can I generate without paying any tax? So first of all, you've got your personal allowance of £12,500. So any income you earn less than 12.5 grand a year, you pay no tax. You'll have to pay some national insurance contributions once you go at over £8,632. So £12,500 is your personal allowance. That hasn't changed in the budget yesterday. The national insurance limit has, but don't worry about that. Let's look at the current year. In the current year, if you earn 8,632 or less than that, no national insurance to pay. Above that, then you have to pay national insurance contributions. Then you've got your, yeah, that's right, then you don't, yeah. Then you've got your starting rate savings allowance, which is an additional £5,000 that you can get from savings income. Then you've got your personal, and we're going to do an example on this in a minute. Then you've got your personal savings allowance, which is an additional £1,000 savings income if you're a basic rate taxpayer, £500 if you're a higher rate taxpayer, and nothing if you are an additional rate taxpayer. So once you start becoming a higher rate taxpayer, your income is over £50,000, you only get £500. Once your income goes over 100,000, you start losing your personal allowance. For every £2 you earn, you lose £1 of your personal allowance. So once you get to £125,000, you lose all your personal allowance. So the effective rate of tax that you pay from 100 grand to 150 grand is something like 60% on that slice of income. And then once your income goes over £150,000, you then become an additional rate taxpayer. Yeah, just to remind you of the numbers. So we're going to look at an example here. If you've got a £12,500 salary and you've got £5,000 worth of interest income, you pay no tax. You pay no tax. Yeah? Which isn't bad, is it? But you'll have to pay a bit of national insurance, £464 on your salary. If you earn £6,000 worth of interest, you still pay no tax, because this 5,000 here is your starting rate savings allowance. Then you've got, remember, you've got your, from the previous slide, you've got your personal savings allowance of £1,000. Yeah. So in total, you've earned £18,500, young man. Yeah, without paying any tax. Everybody with me so far? Yeah. And then we're going to see how we can possibly make this happen. Sorry,
what is the 5,000?
It's called your starting rate savings allowance.
What's that?
Sorry? You can just okay. That for people who are low earners, the government says if you earn £5,000 worth of savings income, it could be interest, for example. Most commonly it's interest. But if you have up to £5,000 worth of savings income, you pay no tax on that because you're a low earner. For your example, or for the purpose of this example here today, just think of that as interest earned by you individually. Yeah? So you're on £18,500 so far. Let's see how we can make that happen. So let's do this. You have, we'll come to that, Helen, don't you worry. So you have a company and you've loaned money to your company. Maj, how much money have you loaned to your company?
100 grand.
That's a good number. Good man. So when people usually loan money to their company, do they charge interest?
No, they should.
But do they actually charge? Most people don't charge interest. Why don't they charge interest?
Because the accountant tells them that they have to deduct 20% of the interest.
That doesn't matter because you can get it back at the end of the year. That could be the reason. Because they think they've got to pay tax on it. Yeah? That's why they don't deduct it. So on £100,000, and somebody asked a question over here earlier, was what rate of interest can I charge? I can't remember who that was. Okay. So Kalpana, what rate of interest do you think we could charge?
Okay, so if you go to the, I don't know what the base rate is today, but add maybe 8% on that? Is that too high? I don't know, I just made it up.
Would 8% be reasonable, everybody?
Yeah.
Any other figures?
50.
Would 10% be okay?
Yes.
Any other figure? 5% says David. Why 5, David? He had a big lunch.
Whatever you like.
6.
Whatever you like
Whatever the tax-free amount would equate to.
Whatever you need to buy.
would be the right answer, wouldn't it? Would be the right answer. So if you've got £100,000, I mean there is a limit, okay, because HMRC would challenge it. But if you're earning 8,632, so this is the salary you're charging your company for being a director, yeah? And we want to get to 12,500, remember, yeah? So we would charge, I think it's 3868. I could be wrong, Imran, you can check. 3868 interest. So remember, if you earn £12,500 as a salary, so you charge your company £12,500, you pay no income tax, but on the slide you saw you pay £464 national insurance contributions. However, if you charge £8,632 as a salary, 3868 interest, no national insurance to pay, yep. Then what you'll be thinking is, I want to charge some more interest because Shaz talked about your starting rate savings allowance. So you charge another 5,000 for your starting rate savings. Gets you to 17.5 grand. Yeah, 17.5 grand. Yeah. However, when you get to 17.5 grand, if this figure goes over £12,500, for every pound you go over 12.5 grand, you lose a pound of this. Let's make it simple. If your income here becomes £13,500, you only get 4 grand of this. If this becomes 17,000, you get none of this. Yeah? So this is only available to you up to £17,500. Everybody with me or no? Yeah? Cool. So now you've charged 5,000 plus 3868, so you're on 868 interest. You then use your personal savings allowance, which you'll recall is £1,000 because you're a basic rate taxpayer. You're on 9,868 interest. For you, my friend, you got your £2,000 tax-free dividend, gets you £20,500 in your pocket, tax-free. Yeah. So you're charging 9.86% interest on that £100,000. That's not bad, is it? That's workable, isn't it?